Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're here at Mac Capital. We're once again doing a Facebook Live talking about generational wealth. We have a great guest today. We got a lot to cover. Like I said, the cavalry is not coming, ladies and gentlemen. The creek is rose and the levee is giving way. It's up to us to save us. Today, we're going to continue our series on health. If you've been watching our show all this month, from Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving, all the way up until now, we've talked about health, how we should be spending our money. And we want to make sure that, one, we're being responsible in talking about what is important in our communities, what we can do to help live a more healthier life. As we all know, during this time, we're celebrating. We've been in COVID. A lot of us are getting back together. Our families, we've had some good turkey during the Thanksgiving holiday, and now we're going into the Christmas where we have a lot of sweets, and we're making a lot of healthy decisions. And so this is a part of being wealthy in our community. So once again, I want to thank Natural Solutions, DRC coming in today. But before we get into that, I wanted to give some facts about our health and our lifestyle because I had a question that was posed to me a couple days ago, and they said, "Cepeda, you're talking a lot about health. Is that important?" And I must respond, yes, health is wealth. Okay, we believe that health is wealth. We have to change the way we act. We got to change our diet. We have to change the way we spend our money. We have to change what we consume in our bodies because that's going to help us live a longer life, which ultimately gives us more of an opportunity to make more income. So one of the things that we're going to talk about before I introduce our speaker, you can write some of these facts down. I found this on our CDC website, and it talked about obesity in our community. It says that between 2015 and 2018, 2018, this is this general census between black men between the ages of 20 and over, 38% is obese. 38.7 is obese. Women, we have 55.9% is obese. That means you're overweight. Okay? You're talking about hypertension, high blood pressure. Same thing. Between black men, we have 56.8% of the black men in our community have high blood pressure. On the flip side, women have 57.6% of the women in our community have high blood pressure. We talk about men having high blood pressure, but we don't necessarily talk about women having high blood pressure. 57.7, 57.6. The leading causes of death in our community is not black on black crime. The leading causes of death in our community is heart disease, cancer, and accidental incidents. Once again, heart disease, cancer, and incidental incidents. All of that is dealing with our diet. Okay, that's in our community. Then the last thing, which is important to me, is the infants' deaths per 1,000 is 10.62. That's infant death. And I guarantee you there's a lot of infants that are passing away that could have been great. Think about it. We can control this in our community. We can control what we consume in our community, not just in what we're buying and selling, but what we're putting in our bodies. So last week we talked about functional medicine. This week we're talking about natural solutions and plant-based solutions, and we have a great speaker. Now, on the flip side of this, I want to give some more information on our counterparts, the white community. 41.7 ages of men from 20 and over are obese. On the flip side, the women and the white women in our community is 39.7. Hypertension, high blood pressure among white men is 52.7. Among white women is 45.4. 45.4. These are statistical facts that you can Google and go and look. So everybody's talking about generational wealth and investing in the stocks and everything. If you want to invest in the stocks, invest in some of these medicines that they're putting out in our community. We're going to talk about that tonight. He got some good natural solutions for us. Among white people, the diseases in our community, the number one causes of death in the white community is cancer, heart disease, and lower respiratory problems. So COVID is really hitting them hard, lower respiratory problems. And then the infant mortality death rate per thousand in the white community is 4.49. Okay. So as we see, the numbers are greatly different in our community that's in the other community. So today it's even more important why we're bringing this guest speaker on today. He is a renowned speaker. He is in our community. A lot of people don't know who he is. He's one of the most knowledgeable people in natural-based healing our bodies. Without any further ado, I'm going to bring the owner, one of the representatives from Natural Solutions, DRC. Welcome to our show today, DRC. How are you doing today?
All right, you pronounce it Derek. I know my spelling messes people up.
Okay, Derek, I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, so I want to first of all talk about solutions because you can list statistics. This is what medical people do. They list statistics and they do tests, but they can't tell you how to naturally fix nothing. The only thing that doctors have that cure anything, they have about 500 different antibiotics at their disposal. But all the other prescription medicine, all it does is treat symptoms, and they're not required by law to actually cure you when a cure is available. They can treat you and treat you for 25 years, even though they know a cure is available. So I'm gonna touch on some of the things that you talked about. Infant death. Our company, through Dr. Joe Wallach, has found out that what causes infant death is a cardiomyopathy heart attack. It's not enough selenium in the mother. It's a mineral, and we're really low in Indiana, but there's not enough selenium, and so then a lot of times there are people in jail right now that are totally innocent because they believe they rolled over on the child or killed the child. But it's when a cardiomyopathy heart attack is caused by a selenium deficiency. That's the cause of infant death. That's why we won a lawsuit. That's why you see selenium in baby formulas now, but we don't get the credit for it. And so what happens is it's like an athlete that 10,000 athletes drop dead every year when they over-exercise and they run out of that mineral. You can be on an EKG machine, but it's not going to be a mineral measuring stick to show you how much selenium you got. So while they measuring the EKG, you could drop dead, and they looking at the numbers saying, "Wow, how did that happen?" While he's on the treadmill. And so, and then, go ahead.
So what is that term that you use, selenium? What is that? What is that?
Selenium is one of the most studied minerals out of the 90 nutrients that we have in our product. And it's one of the best anti-cancer minerals that's been studied in universities and by doctors as well on PubMed.gov, I believe it is. And so people say, well, where's $100 million worth of studies and information? What's on PubMed? It's the most studied mineral. And so it reduces breast cancer and all kinds of cancers. I mean, just 2 micrograms of selenium. I don't have the numbers in front of me because I usually have my PowerPoint slide, but I'm just saying the reason why we're obese is because of we're not getting the Garden of Eden level dust of the ground anymore. And so all of the things that you listed, whether it's high blood pressure, I can reverse high blood pressure in a few days, sometimes the same day, because I know what causes high blood pressure. I'm not going to give you a high blood pressure medicine that's going to suppress the symptoms. I'm going to give you the calcium and magnesium, and I'm going to tell you to be gluten-free, nitrate and nitrite-free, no cooking oils, use butter or lard to cook with, no apple juice, and no fried foods, bake, broil, roast, stew, whatever. And all
Okay.
of a sudden, your body will begin to absorb the nutrients that we supply. But that's really what it is. High blood pressure is a calcium and magnesium deficiency through lack of nutrients in the soil. What happened was this: the government did a study. They looked from 1914 to 2014, and
Okay.
they found that the minerals have depleted in the United States, uh,
Wow.
85%, all in our soil. And the reasons why are is self-caused. Because when
Okay.
Thomas Edison discovered the light thing, he turned on the light and the first public generator. What happened was eventually everybody said, let's transition because everybody wanted to progress. But before that, everyone was burning wood to heat their home and cook their food, right? Well, wood is 98, 97% minerals. So nobody threw the ashes away. The ashes used to just be scattered everywhere in the garden, in the yard. And everybody had a red barrel toward the 70s and 60s, right? And so
Okay.
everybody had
My
ash.
grandfather had one of those, so don't. It's not in the 70s and 60s. I had that in 1988. Okay.
Well,
My
then, well, well,
grandfather
then
still
that,
had.
well, see, that puts them at an advantage because guess what? The tree, as high as it goes up in the air, the deeper as it goes in the ground, and it's sucking up all the minerals. And normally you get trees from different places. So the United States, during all that time, even back when we first came over, was saturated with minerals. Okay, and then what happened was people wanted more electricity. So we began to dam up all the rivers in the United States. So there's like right now 84,000 plus dams in the United States. There's 1 million. And so what happens when you dam up the rivers? Well, you stop the natural flooding of the bottomlands and the river bottoms and the floodplains because people don't want their cities or different places that they decide to live. They didn't ask God permission. And then what
Okay.
happens is we done dammed up all the rivers and we stopped burning wood. And so the minerals that we got from burning wood and the minerals that used to saturate the ground during the growing areas are gone. And then at the same time, the plants kept sucking up all the minerals every year to about 1975 with the full transition. All of a sudden, except for you was in the 80s still burning. but but what happened is the minerals are not there. And so what we know is the Bible says, out of the dust of the ground, the Lord God made man. And so, see, this is where we're different. Dr. Wallach has discovered how to cure and reverse 900 different health challenges in animals first, went to school and got a physician's license and did the same thing in people. So we found out that everyone needs 60 minerals. That's two-thirds of your nutritional need
Okay.
is minerals. And then we
Okay.
need
So,
16.
so 60% of our body, we need these minerals. Okay.
No,
So,
two-thirds. We need 60 minerals. Two-thirds of our nutritional needs.
okay. So we two-thirds of our body need those. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing this with what my understanding got really, I think, perfected since 2012. I've always been on a quest, but that's a testimony why. But I've been doing it since 2012 and made myself a student of understanding how to cure everything, how to
Okay.
reverse and cure everything. So you mentioned heart conditions. We can congestive heart failure. We can cure in 3 to 5 days. Type 2
Okay.
diabetes. We can reverse in 10 to 14 days.
So,
Whatever.
so, so if that is so readily available, right, for the people, and we have so many of these plagues in our community, okay, why is it that we don't know about it? Why is it that we don't know about
The Rockefeller Foundation,
it? Okay,
because
the Rockefeller
yeah,
Foundation. Why is that? Explain,
well,
elaborate.
in the 1800s, there was called the Flexner Report. Abraham
Okay,
Flexner was funded by the Rockefeller Foundation to go around to all the different medical practices, and at that time there was naturopathic, homeopathic, allopathic is what we have now, Indian medicine, all kinds of different medicines, and everybody was competing for patients, right?
okay,
And what happened was Abraham Flexner went around to all the different allopathic schools and found out, which ones use pharmaceutical and practice allopathic reductionist MD medicine. And after about, I guess, so many years, because he was on a horse and buggy, so it took a long time to go around the United States in a horse and buggy and visit all the schools. But at the end of his study, he came back and reported to the Rockefeller Foundation, and they gave free money to the schools, millions of dollars to all the schools that practice prescription allopathic reductionist MD medicine like we got now. And what happened was, after a few years, not only that, they also began to slander the other schools. So if you think about it, if you have a lemonade stand and I have a lemonade stand, but someone gives me thousands of dollars for free, I can do things to put your business out of business because it's an unfair thing. If I got a bunch of free money,
That sound like what we're doing with diabetes. They got the cure, but they won't give it to us.
well. Here's the thing about it. We've also through. I'm not dealing with that like actively, protesting nothing, but through slavery and Jim Crow, we've also decided now, because of the mindset, especially in the African American community, to shut off the key of knowledge ourselves. And because of the Flexner Report and all the marketing and making everybody else alternative medicine, then now no one wants to listen to the naturopath, because the naturopath has got the cure for the COVID virus. We already know what to do. We got the proof through Dr. Wallach looking at all the autopsies. Everyone that eats gluten.
So for my audience, what is natural medicine? What is
that? Natural medicine goes back to the scriptures, because I was like, Lord, it has to be in the Bible, right? The Bible says this, Psalms 104:14, he causes the grass to grow for the cattle and the herb, that's the plant medicine. I didn't say the herb, I said the herb, for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth. And then another scripture says, he who is loose and slack in his work is a brother to him who is a destroyer. And he who does not use his endeavors to heal himself is a brother to him who commits suicide. So that's natural healing. And then the last scripture, Ezekiel 47:12b, says, the fruit thereof shall be for meat, and the leaf for medicine. Now, in Revelations, my last scripture here, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. So God has already declared the end from the beginning. He knew about evil people going to create a virus and do manipulation or whatever, but that didn't surprise God. He's already got stuff in the earth to deal with every single thing, because remember, the most nutritious place on earth was the Garden of Eden, because you had 4 mountains. You have, the rivers and everything, the Gihon, the Pishon, the Euphrates, and the Tigris. So just think about it. All those minerals were going down to the Garden of Eden. They were 4 different directions. And that was the most nutritious place to put a man. And out of the dust of the ground, the Lord God made man. Well, Dr. Wallach found out you need 90 nutrients to stay healthy. We have the only mineral mine. Other vitamin companies don't have it. We got exclusive rights to it in Southwest Utah. We got 77 plant minerals. What are plant minerals? Plant minerals.
Hold on.
Okay, so I'm rolling. I'm rolling. Sorry.
Okay. Because I want to make sure that my audience is following what we're doing here. Because what he's saying is, a lot of our health issues is basically biblical, is coming out of the Bible, and you saying this information is biblically based. And so if we apply ourselves in this area, I want to be a natural witness to this, because I was obese at one time, right? About 8 months ago, I was obese. I was about 210, 220. And you could almost set a pop can on my stomach, right? And I was getting ready to do some push-ups one day, and my daughter and somebody else, they was watching me doing push-ups, and I couldn't even do 5 push-ups without breaking out in sweat. And it was really because of my diet. I drink a lot of pop, and I didn't drink enough water, right? And I ate a lot of unhealthy foods. And so I made up in my mind at that time that I did not want to be unhealthy no more. So I went on a quest. Previously I went on a minor quest, but I really got serious about my health, what I eat, and what I deliberately put in my body. I started to be very conscious of that. And so I'm a living witness that if you change what you eat, change your intake, I'm not a vegan, but I don't eat a lot of meat. Okay. But what happened is my weight went from about 230, 240 down to 180, 175. Okay. So I lost all that weight and it didn't take me a long time. And I just really changed the way I eat. Right. So as I began to, I heard you talking. So now, just to give it on a generic, basic schedule, what is natural health? Because a lot of people don't know what it is. What is natural health? And then the next question I have, why isn't it talked about in our community from your perspective?
Okay, natural health, as I said before, is understanding that every time you go to a funeral, they say from ashes to ashes and dust to dust, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's in death. But why can't we have it in life? In the palm of
Wow.
my hand, in the palm of my hand, right here, every day, I put the measure back into my body that I sweat out, that I can't drink or eat because it's not in the food. We're only getting 15% of the nutrients that our forefathers got of nutrients. So how no matter how we change our diet, no matter how we eat, we cannot eat good. And then if we're eating gluten, it's like unplugging a tub and trying to fill it up with water. Because then
What
you're
is
you're
gluten?
you're, you're,
What
you're
is what is gluten?
gluten
So my
gluten
bar,
gluten
so my people, we want to make sure that they understand everything we're talking about. What is
okay.
gluten?
Gluten is anything made with wheat, anything that has rye, anything that contains barley, and anything that contains oatmeal.
So
Anything that's
so we
wheat,
should should
barley,
we
rye.
consume those things?
When you consume those things, you are it's the precursor to most of our woes, especially the arthritis, but pretty much every disease that you die from naturally is normally a nutritional deficiency. And what helps to expedite that is gluten. And the second thing is nitrates and nitrites, because that's what causes the inflammation. Because it's like hairspray on meat. When the meat's supposed to go bad, they spray it so it still looks pretty, and you can go ahead and grab it, but it's old. Okay, so we
Wow.
use uncured gluten-free meat. The next thing, we got to get away from cooking oils because they blame cholesterol and saturated fat on what the it's just reverse psychology. The olive oil, the coconut oils, all those oils that we're cooking with is causing all the strokes and all the different problems and the heart attacks and everything like that. And because of oxidation, and even apple
Okay.
juice falls into that and salad dressing.
So apple juice is one of the problems, right? Okay. So
Yeah.
the next question is why is natural health needed? Why is it needed? Since you've been doing this for a while, why is it needed in our community so much?
Well, because it's like this: if your car breaks down and you're a mechanic by trade, you're not going to panic. If a pipe or you have some kind of issue of water in your house and you're a plumber and something happens, you're not going to panic. If you chip some paint on your wall and you're a painter, you're not going to panic. Well, here's the problem: not only are we consuming gluten, but we're consuming genetically modified gluten, so it doesn't digest and it causes all these problems. And then we're having all these pain and issues and problems. And then we go to a person, a medical person that doesn't know how to cure or treat anything, just manage symptoms. And so we're suffering needlessly with a lot of pain and discomfort. And then my people perish for the lack of knowledge, and the people that know, like me, what to do to help people are discredited. You know, to give an example, there's a doctor that I helped that had acid reflux, big doctor, for 20 years, and I reversed it like in a week. And he lost 20 pounds on top of that, because you'll lose 20, 30 pounds if you're a normal, healthy person just from getting off of wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And I got to say something too, dealing with white and black. I'm a biblical person, so I believe that everybody came from Adam and Eve. And so there's no different genetics. There's something called epigenetics. Let me explain what that means.
Okay.
Epigenetics means, um, like, if you have low power, if you have a generator, but you're trying to turn on everything in your house, certain rooms are not going to function right if you don't have enough power in that generator, right?
Mhm.
Our nutrition we're functioning off of is like that puny generator, but we're trying to fuel the whole house. And so we got nutrition up to our kneecaps, maybe down to our middle of our leg, but we need it up to here. Okay. But when you get enough power in the house, some things that you thought was a bad light bulb wasn't a bad light bulb. It just didn't have enough adequate electricity. So some things in the body, once you fill the nutritional tank up with 77 plant minerals that are 7,000 to 10,000 times smaller than a human cell, so your body can absorb it, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 3 fatty acids, your body will say, uh-oh, something just happened. I got something to work with. I think I can fix myself now. I got the
Oh,
knowledge of how to fix myself. I just didn't have nothing to work with. And
stop
so,
right there. So did y'all hear what he just said? Did y'all hear what he just said? Your body, and this is what everybody's been telling us, your body will directly heal itself if you give it the right tools, right? So what he's telling us
right.
is that the cavalry ain't coming, ladies and gentlemen. The cavalry is not coming. The creek has rose and the levee has given way. It's up to us to save us. So Derek is telling us, hey, listen, your body will self correct. You don't have to get on that medicine that's going to cause you to be sicker than what you are. You can get some natural plant based supplements that he's talking about. Kind of talk to us about a little bit about your product that you guys take. Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah, I take a lot of stuff. I use a heavy hammer because I take like Tangy Tangerine. This has like 77 plant minerals in it, 115 fruits and vegetables. Look at that. Not a V8, but a V115, right? It has
So
16
did y'all
vitamins.
catch what he said? Did y'all catch what he said? Not a V8, but a V115. So once again, this show is giving you guys the tools in order to be able to be successful in your health, in your diet, and it's all plant based, correct?
Well, not all of it plant based. Just the minerals are, and but we have the highest quality. Our stuff is so high that we test it 5 times and send it to the FDA to prove that we have above what's even on the bottle. I mean, and it stays effective in our bottle for a longer period of time. But it has 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and then the 3 fatty acids come in like the omega 3, 6, and 9. But see, not everyone's omega 3, 6, and 9 is the same because if there's oxygen in it, it's going to cause oxidative damage, free radical damage, aging. But so ours is sealed in nitrogen, vacuum packed. So then it
Okay.
doesn't touch oxygen until it gets into your blood. Okay, and so we have so many products like this where you can put everything that you need back into your body. If you have type 2 diabetes, we give you the secret sauce to type 2 diabetes, chromium and vanadium and the 23 cofactors, and then your type 2 diabetes goes away if you're gluten free. And that happens in 10 to 14 days. And then when you stay gluten free and take and your blood, because you can been empowered by your doctor to measure your own blood, and then it goes away in 10 to 14 days. And then when you keep taking this because it's not in the food, you never have it again because that's something that comes on later. Okay. And then if you have arthritis, if it's rheumatoid arthritis, then I say you need a doctor to kill the microplasm. It's a little bug that's eating out the joints. And so we give the minocycline to you, not in the tetracycline family. That's when you need a regular doctor for that. And normally I have to tell them what to tell the doctor because they got to go look in the book and say, yeah, he is right. And then once you kill the bug, we regrow the cartilage. We got calcium that's plant based. See, there's 3 kinds of like coral calcium. Coral calcium is a rock. We can't digest a rock. A rock can't be broken up in the sea in 100 years. And they say take this coral calcium. Well, you can't digest it in 2 hours. Then they're chelated. That's when they take a rock and wrap some spinach around it to fool the body, and your body can absorb maybe 30 to 60% of it. But ours is 98% usable by the body. So when you're trying to reverse arthritis, whether it's osteo or whatever kind of arthritis, we put this in the body. Then we have cartilage in a bottle. regrow cartilage. You just take the cartilage, be gluten free with the calcium. You're gonna have new gums, even if you have bone to bone joint arthritis. This is the kind of stuff that we do. Where Andy Young, the mayor of Atlanta, he was scheduled for double knee replacement, never had to get it because of this. Evander Holyfield had a cardiomyopathy, drop dead heart attack, and he ran into Dr. Wallach. He took our stuff and won and beat Tyson. you know,
Wow.
because
So that's a heavy
yeah, yeah,
hitter. So all of these things are products that your company use, right? And so I want to make sure
yeah.
that we have that information at the bottom of our screen. I'm going to get into some more questions. I want people to have access. Natural Solutions phone number is 317-892-9311, or you can go to the website is stopsickness.info.com. So if you can go, if you
No,
want to
no,
get
no, no. It's stopsickness.info.
.info, okay, that's what we got. If you are looking, if you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes, go to that website. Look, you need to be sharing this audience with somebody. If you got somebody that's sick in your family, okay, the cavalry is not coming. The creek is rose and the levee is giving way. We have Derek on the line right now, and he's talking about how you can live a longer life. Okay, basic number. If you are working in a job from 20 to 65 when you retire, right? You're working for 40 some years, right? From 20 to 65, you're working for 45 years. If you can live until, if you eat right, get on this diet, lower your blood tension, lower the diabetes, lower your weight, don't be obese, then you can live 5 to 10 years more longer. And that is opportunity where you can enjoy your family, enjoy your kids, generational wealth. You have an opportunity to make money for 5 extra years. Okay. So these
What?
are the
What?
things, these
Well, I
are
got
the
to
things
interject there.
to practice to.
That's not long enough. It's not 5 or 10 years with us. That's what you're talking about. What we're talking about, you're going to live 20 to 30 years longer. Our goal is 100, 120. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm not just talking. The reason why I'm doing this is because I was told I would be dead at age 32 because I have sickle cell anemia. My father died at 29 with what I have, okay? And so I begin to get worse and worse. I'm 55 years old. I'm on no blood, no medicine at all. The doctor told me I was going to be on high blood pressure medicine for the rest of my life. I never took it. I take this. The doctor said I'm going to have to have blood transfusions. Never had one. I do this. Okay. And the doctor,
Wow.
okay, I'm going to tell you what happened with me. Now, I can't tell you who did it, but I've been seeing the same doctor for about almost 25, 30 years. And the doctor began to get madder and madder because the more I do this, the more I learn, the more I become less compliant to what he wants me to do. But my lab numbers, I'm not talking about subjective to how I feel. I'm talking about what the labs were showing and what the evidence was showing. My best blood measurement was 12.6 as far as red blood cells are concerned with a sickle cell person, and I've been as low as six something in the hospital, so I know. But what happened was, uh, like I said, I began to search out what I need, and I found out that sickle cell and none of these chronic diseases are genetic. We've been told, see, when you think that they're genetic, and but everyone came from Adam and Eve. Like I said in the epigenetics, I use that term. When your body has what it needs, then it will begin to turn on and function better. So my children were born without any sickle cell because me and my wife saturated ourselves with these nutrients, and the doctor looks at it and said that's impossible, but we know it's not. Okay, now this is what happened. Um, got a certified letter from a doctor that I've been seeing for years when he said you can't come to my clinic anymore, neither the doctors can see you anymore. You need to find another doctor because you won't do nothing that we say. But I'm the best, healthiest sickle cell person they see. My blood pressure's right, my blood's right, my
Wow.
labs are right. I'm on zero
Well,
medicine every
you
day.
brought you
Zero.
brought in two things. You brought in two things. One, you said, and I want y'all to pay attention to what he said. He said that not only did he get healthy, not only did his spouse get healthy, but their children got healthy. And she had healthy children because of the decision that they made. Now, do you think that how would this product benefit our community?
No one would be sick. No one would go to the hospital. No one would have a medical record. Just birth and
How how
and you would.
how would it affect our? Because you know everything with COVID and everything that's going on. How would this product? How would this help our immune system in our community? Because you know,
Okay, okay.
as I gave some of the statistics that's out there about diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, prostate cancer in the black community among males, African American males. All those things are plagues that we have. So, what would you say would be this product to help us out?
Well, it's not the product, it's the knowledge and the product.
Wow.
Because the
Okay.
cancer is because the worst place to live for cancer is Jackson, Mississippi, because everybody fries everything. If you that burnt stuff on the grill is causes cancer. And so the more you fry, the quicker you're gonna die. Okay, and so how this will help our community is this: your immune system is blessed by getting 90 nutrients, but you can't unplug the tub while you're trying to fill it up because the hot water heater only has so much. So
Okay.
you got to get off of all gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats. You got to get off of all apple juice because what color is an apple after you bite it and you put it on the table? It's brown, right? If you leave
Okay.
it for a while. But the apple juice is brown. That means it's oxidized. You're drinking free radical brown juice. But we never think about that. You're supposed to put lemon juice in when you make apple juice to keep it from going bad. If you get off of all cooking oils and all fried foods, you can scramble eggs in butter and lard. You can boil, bake, or broil. Broil is very good too. And barbecue, but just don't have those black marks on the meat. And so then all those things help to, and don't drink any soda maybe once or twice a year, because when you drink soda, like grandma back in the day used to give you 7 Up when you overate at Christmas and Thanksgiving, that lowers your stomach acid. And then when you
Okay.
lower your stomach acid by eating gluten and by drinking soda, that causes acid reflux, by the way, and it prevents your body from absorbing nutrients. That's another way of absorbing only the 15% in the pool that we got, the 85% that our forefathers got. So it's the knowledge of coming into what we have to share and to share with everyone, so that then when you take the product, you're not, it's someone that's a novice. You do not want to have a novice carpenter come over and break as much as they fix. So you don't want
Okay.
to break stuff down while you're taking. Some people say, I'm just going, I don't want to hear about the diet natural. I'm just going to take the product and I'm going to eat how I want. Well, then they end up having issues. Then they call me, well, I got leaky gut or irritable bowel or celiac. I said, well, you took the 90 nutrients, but you kept, the 90 nutrients works at 30 miles an hour. So I'm driving down the regular street, but the bad diet works at 55, 60, 70. You on the highway. So that's
Look.
how it helps our community, by getting the knowledge of how not to hurt yourself while you're helping yourself.
Okay.
That's why
So
this is so important.
okay, so you're saying stay away from the foods that you just mentioned, right? Along
Yeah,
with the products that you're talking about. This is how
right.
we can do it. What is, a lot of keywords. Everybody's talking about veganism. Everybody's talking about alkaline diets and things of that nature. What exactly is plant-based nutrition? What is it? I don't know. Okay,
What?
know that the cavalry ain't coming, right? The creek is
Yes.
rose and the levee has given way. It's up to us to save us. So we have to rely on people like yourself that's going to educate us on what we should be taking, what we should be eating, we be consuming in our bodies. What is this thing about this plant-based nutrition? What is
Okay. Now you had named two other things. You had said two other things, but before that, I want to touch on
it? Okay.
those two that you said.
Okay. I think you're breaking up on me a little bit.
plant-based. Uh, okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, plant-based nutrition. Now, if people that are starving could like that, there's minerals. Like you see a bunch of rocks by a mountain or just rocks on the ground. That's minerals. But
Okay.
starving people don't pick up rocks like in Africa and start eating them, do they? Because you can't digest them. But that's
Okay.
most of the vitamins that you see in the Walmart and the GNCs and all the different vitamin programs that people have. They got a bunch of rocks and sometimes they mix a little vegetable with it but it doesn't change. Most people that are on nutritional products still have to take medicine because it's not enough getting into the blood because they're not told about the diet and the gluten, the small intestine and the gluten, and how you can't get that from your stomach to your small intestine into your blood because you ruin the transporting mechanism of the villi. So plant-based medicine is when a like a dandelion, everybody knows what a dandelion is, sits on a rock, sits on a plant and on a rock, and it sucks up the rock and it changes it into something that's biodegradable for us to digest. We can digest the plant, but we can't digest the rock. But the plant can suck up the nutrition on the rock. Well, we just happen to
Okay.
have a mine that has 77 plant-based
Okay.
minerals. And when it's plant-based minerals and it's like powdered, it's like 7,000 to 10,000 times smaller than a human cell. So that means when you are gluten free and you take our product, it's easily absorbed into the cell because it's small enough to get in there and change the game. And then our
Okay.
vitamins are such high quality that, that Dr. Peter Glidden did a survey of 2,200 vitamin companies. Our vitamin company and two others were the only ones to pass his questionnaire, his efficacy test. But longevity was miles above the other two. So all
Okay.
the different NBA teams and NFL teams and Olympic teams are taking our stuff, but no one knows it because they have to put it in a Gatorade container because they're paying for the advertising. But a lot of these people are already taking. If you wonder why Tom Brady can go so long, guess what he's taking? Guess what LeBron James is taking? Guess what some of these athletes are taking? They're already taking this stuff and no one knows it. Danny Glover, Suzanne Summers, so many different people that are, you're like, man, they old, but they still look good. They're taking our stuff.
Wow.
They can't tell nobody because it's competition.
Okay. So you're saying, but we don't want to have competition here. Okay. So what can how can we as a consumer of this particular product, how can we naturally heal ourselves and how can it make a difference in our lives? How can it make a difference? This plant-based um, nutrition that you're talking about, how can it realistically make a difference in our lives?
Well, I'll make it really simple because see, most people want to be a genius, and they want to be like the one that you go to, and no one else can know nothing unless they go to the fearless leader. Ours is easily understood through copy and paste. What I do is this: I tell people to call me, or call me with someone on the phone. A three-way call is the most powerful thing that we have. And then what a lot of times they'll tell me they got someone that has these particular issues. I'll say, what's the issue? And I got most of our illnesses, I already have a YouTube video. I'll send them a YouTube video and I'll make it short within 2 to 6 minutes long for the attention span. I show them the cause, prevention, and cure particular and what we have to do it with. And then I get on the phone and consult with them, three-way call, and then it they order the product and then it works. you know, the
Okay.
problem is people have to keep doing it and keep up with the diet. But one thing I wanted to touch on was this: other people with different ways of understanding vitamins and everything.
Hmm.
It's not the sea moss. It's not the super goji fruit. It's not the apple over here that's grown in South America or some secret place. Because if you think about it, every fruit that they use to say, let's say these particular nuts cure this particular disease or this particular vegetable or this particular superfood. The superfoods are great, but here's the problem: it's going to be a fluctuation of the nutrition in a superfood according to where it's planted. Because minerals and vitamins and nutrition run in veins. Mineral run in veins like chocolate ripple ice cream swirl. So when you dip somewhere that is no swirl, you don't get the ripple effect of those
Yeah.
minerals, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you got to dip, because we used to dip where the good stuff was. Mama be like, "Why are you dipping all the good stuff? Leave me with the vanilla." But that's how it is with minerals. And so when someone you can grow in a farm field corn, okay, and row 1 and 2, you may have 10 rows. 1 and 2 may have 3 minerals in it. All you need is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK, and the corn will grow fine. And most vegetables to thrive, it can take 9 nutrients. Then maybe 5 or 6 may have 10 or 15 nutrients in it, right? And then 9 and 10 may have 60 nutrients. And then when people eat those pieces of corn, they're going to
Okay.
get different results. And then the problem is every time you eat a vegetable, someone says this vegetable cured this, and then you try to eat it and it doesn't work because nobody has a nutritional measuring stick in their food. And so all the people that come up with these different diets and vitamin companies, nobody tells you you need 90 nutrients and you need to be gluten free, nitrate and nitrite free, cooking oil free, soda pop free. Don't eat the
So
skin of a baked potato. All that, it ruins your digestion. You can eat the skin of a ball potato. See,
they,
once you
they,
learn that, you're good.
that's where they help you out. Okay. So did y'all catch what he's saying? He's saying it's not necessarily the problem that we're having is the products is out there, right? But what we have to do is be wise in what we're doing. Is everybody the same, or is everybody specialized?
I don't
Or
understand the question.
is it a one size fit all? Is this fit everybody, or does some people respond differently to the product more than others?
Yeah, according to how much damage they've already done.
Okay.
Like if you done blew up your it's gonna take a little longer than just a flat tire on your body. You might have
Okay.
let a grenade. Some people done just lived it up. Woohoo! Ate everything, pizza,
Well,
everything.
that was me. That was me because I love my sweets, and I used to love Pepsi. I used to love Mountain Dew. I haven't drank Mountain Dew consistently in years since I had my diabetic attack.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm proud to say, now, Derek, I got a 6 pack now. Okay, I had
Okay.
it, then I lost it. I had a keg going for a while, but I think I got a 6 pack. It might not be a complete 6 pack. It might be maybe a 4 pack. Okay,
Well,
but
as long as we can unpack, we good.
yeah, the unpack. Yeah, so that's definitely there. So I'm ready to give you some. I'm ready to get some questions before I let you go and give some more numbers. But one of the people came in and said, "How can a natural health make a difference for a person that has high blood pressure? How can that product
Okay.
make a difference?" And I think you
High blood
answered.
pressure is the easy.
I think
Yeah,
you
yeah,
answered it.
yeah.
Please answer it.
High blood pressure is the easiest thing to fix. Matter of fact, what we would do is say, first of all, go gluten free so your body can absorb the calcium and magnesium you need. And then what we'll do is we get you the ultimate daily classic. This particular thing rotor root your blood and your veins. It cleans out the damage already done. So I take this ongoing because sickle cell, right? So keep my veins open and clear, right? And then that will lower your blood pressure very quickly. And then we get you uh, 77 plant minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and then the 3 fatty acids are right here. But the ultimate daily classic is like heavy calcium. And so then
Okay.
with that heavy calcium and magnesium, what happens is what causes blood pressure is either you got 2 issues. Either you got a kidney issue where it's blocked because of the 2 little tubes leading into the kidney, the size of the kidney. Most people that get a kidney transplant, you know, their kidney is fine. But it's those filtering units that the blood enters and then goes into the big kidney. It's clogged up with the gluten and the cooking oils. And all we got to do is take this. And if you haven't urinated for even 72 years, it will clean it out and you will get off of dialysis. But see, that can cause high blood pressure because the creatinine, all that, it raises the blood pressure. But most blood pressure is just a calcium deficiency. So when you take that I showed you, along with our calcium, liquid calcium, along with the general vitamin, and then with the declogger of the veins, your blood pressure will go to 120/80. And then
Okay.
it's over. It's so easy. I do this all the time, and we do this in animals and people. So if you got
Okay.
a
So,
dog, we got you.
hey, okay, we want to stick with the people. We want to stick with the people.
All right.
Okay, so I got another question for you. I got some questions here. Okay, I want to get to them. Uh, Alicia Appleton, she said, "How do you determine the damage on your body so that you can make sure that you're doing the right thing? Where? How do you know? How do you determine the damage?"
You determine the damage by some people can take this product and feel it immediately. They don't have much damage, right? Uh, and some people, it may take like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 days, and all of a sudden they feel like they have jet fuel in their body. Some people take a week. Some people takes 2 or 3 weeks. Some people takes a month, and then the worst case scenario, 90 days. But
Okay.
once you go there, don't stop. What people do is normally what I find is our product works so well, people feel totally healthy in a few days and they stop. They think it's like medicine. No, this is food. What isn't in the food and in the ground replacement. What's never
Okay.
going to be there again, you got to keep going. But you can't determine the damage. What you do is stop doing damage and take the solution. And then the body will determine by the recovery.
Okay,
See,
okay. So once again, did y'all catch what he said? The Calvary, once again, the Calvary is not coming, ladies and gentlemen. The creek has rose and the levee has given way. It's up to us to save us. And he's telling us only because, like for myself, once I started to lose the weight, I started to feel good about myself. I started to say, hey, I started telling my daughters, I said, hey, look out now, dad is in the house. So you got to be careful that you don't just, it's a lifestyle change. Okay. It's not just you losing the weight and you feeling better for that particular day or that particular month or that particular cycle. It's a lifestyle change. Okay. And that's something that we don't talk about in our community when it talks about health. We want to say, well, I'm going to the gym and I'm working out and I'm starting it, but they don't realize that it's a lifestyle. Okay. So a lot of times, what well, I tell you what, she asked another question. What changes would be good with your product? What were some of the things that you say would be changed? What would be good
well,
changes?
the first thing you have to do is go gluten free, drop dead, gluten free. And so when people
What is
call me
that?
and contact,
We're walking people step by step. What do you mean when you say go gluten free? What does that mean?
that mean, that means put on your glasses when you go to the store and ask questions and put on your glasses when you go out to eat. But basically, nothing that contains any trace of wheat, you cannot eat it.
Wheat
Nothing
bread
that
ain't.
contains
I like wheat bread. Hold
nothing
on
that
now.
can no not no 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 not wheat bread. Wheat bread is like eating strychnine to your health because you can do a lot of things to get right, but you're undermining your foundation. The foundation, the Bible says, life is in the blood. In order to get every piece of nutrition that you put in your mouth into your body, it has to go into your stomach, into your small intestine, into your villi, into your blood. So if you have an afro when you're born, by the time you eat enough gluten, you got a little bald fade, and you can't. And then you got a bald head of Michael Jordan, and it doesn't get in the blood. And so you
Okay,
have to.
slow down. You're criticizing my hairstyle now. Come on now.
No,
I ain't got that.
I like a bald head too. Now, hey, it's beautiful. But
Okay. All right. Then.
no,
So you
but what
saying
I'm
that?
saying is no, but what I'm saying is that you cannot eat anything that has any trace of wheat, barley, no trace of rye, and no trace of oats. You cannot eat. Um, it's like smoking cigarettes if you eat nitrates and nitrites in processed meat. That's like smoking cigarettes. And then if you eat the skin of a baked potato, it destroys your digestion because it's carcinogenic. But you can eat a boiled skin of a potato, but not baked. Okay, and then you avoid the cooking oils. You use butter or lard to cook with. This Then you take the products, and your
So
body will
you
begin
said
to
butter.
suck up and
So
because
I want to make sure that we're talking, we're educating our people now. We're going to slow down for a second because I know we time. I want to make sure I'm getting to the questions. So instead of using cooking oil and things of that nature, you say use butter,
yeah, you
correct?
can't use any salad dressing. Salad dressing got oil in it. You got to use lemon and salt. You can use a little apple cider vinegar, but lemon, salt, and pepper on your salad because that oil oxidizes and it causes you to age and cause free radical damage and cancer and all the other stuff and the deep vein thrombosis, the strokes, and all that
So
that gets
so
blamed on
so
cholesterol.
for my people during this holiday, they're going to make some New Year's resolutions, right? They're going to say, I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to quit smoking. Are they? Would this help them?
Yeah, because then they won't be smoking. But but the best thing for a smoker to do immediately is go gluten free and get about 2 to 3 bottles of selenium along with our nutrition because that the selenium is a good anti-cancer from the damage you already done did it and done. It helps to clean and clear the body out of stuff that's going on that you've already done. So I would say get extra selenium along with the other 90 nutrients. And but the best thing that people can do is give us a call at 317-892-9311 and then consult with us so that we can tell them like what they need to do. And I always text out all this information and I give them a series of 2 to 3 to 4 videos that are short so that they can get it. And then I give them the diet, the short. Then I have a video where to shop and what to buy. All the gluten-free stuff that 30 or 40 products that you can go out and you won't be like, oh man, I got the worst gluten-free stuff. But
Okay.
I got the best tasting stuff that we can show you and demonstrate,
Okay.
what you can do.
So
Then we give you the natural solutions.
so the last two questions that I have is because I got two questions. Will this curve the craving? Like for instance, I love my sour cream potato chips, man. So you're about ready to be off my show if you criticize my sour cream potato chips. So will this help
No,
us with our cravings?
everything in moderation. Why do we crave? See, instead of just answering a question like most of your guests are going to answer, yes, yeah, I'm going to tell you why you crave. It's called piking and cribbing in animals. Because have you noticed that horses or different animals will bite on the fence post? Well, when you analyze where they bite at, it's where the farmer laid their hand and they sweat it. And so that
Okay.
shows minerals. And then, like women have crazy cravings when they're pregnant. That's because the baby's taking the nutrition and they're saying they don't know what to eat. Back in the South, that we ate the red clay, and that was
Yeah, I
that
remember. I
helped.
remember eating that. I remember eating that. So the next question I have.
Well,
Um,
I didn't finish it.
okay.
Basically, what causes the cravings is even though you're eating, you're not because of the gluten and because of the low nutritional value of the food, the body's saying, I'm not getting nothing. And so then when you give your body these minerals, like a lion that will run and miss a prey for 5 times and they'll get a prey, then if they miss the prey, they'll go to a muddy lake where the crocodiles are and lick the muddy water. Dr. Wallach had a distilled water in Africa and they couldn't get none of the animals to drink out of it and they couldn't figure out why. So they analyzed the lake, and it was full of minerals. Anytime you drink mineral water, on an empty stomach, it satisfies your hunger and gives you energy. Well, guess what this does? What happens when you take all 90 nutrients and your energy doubles and triples? And then we got something called, I'm gonna get it close. It's called sweet ease.
Sweeties, sweeties.
It this is the diabetic reversal, but it also reverses the craving for sweets. Oh, I love this thing here because when I'm craving that apple pie and I don't need it, and I'm trying to do a sit up and a push up, I grab for the
I
Sweeties and it goes
sweeties.
away. Oh, you're
Okay.
gonna get some of that
So,
Sweeties because you want some of them chips.
okay. So the last question. Last question. Is your product a lot of times? And I try to bring people on the show when they're bringing their products. I try to make it affordable for our people. Is your product? What is the price points of your product?
Well, our product is not the cheapest. Let's say to get the basic 90 nutrients just to kick the tires, to get a bottle of, you know, pretty much 88 nutrients, 77 plant minerals, 16 vitamins, and 12 amino acids, and then to get the 3 fatty acids. This right here combo is what I start everybody with. Will cost about $74 a month, but it's expensive to be sick and to be in pain. But here's the thing about it: we have
$74.
opportunities. Yeah, but $74 a month, especially if you're young, you can prevent. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay, now this is what we have. Um, Let the prices work for you, because I spend about 200, let's say 250 a month. But I'm this is what I do. But we have distributorships available where and I don't want to be dealing with no sickle cell hospitalization, ER, nothing like that, blood transfusion, medicine, pain, da 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 da. But what we have is distributorships, and so what happens is you can three-way call us, get yourself going, and then bring other people in, and we can help other people, and then you can benefit by having people that are signed up to help themselves and to get off of all of their prescription medicine. My goal is to get you off of all of your prescription medicine so you can be pain free and live to be 100 years old
So
and
you so you
help other
actually
people.
so you're actually practicing using the product, but you're also telling other people about it, and you guys will pay them a commission based on that, and then that is helping them help themselves, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right. And
Cool
getting
for it.
and here's and the doctors hate when you get off 100% prescription medicine and you smile at them and they look at your labs and it's the truth because they done seen
Look,
the numbers
so
improve.
like I said, and we always teach here, bet on yourself. We teach that, and we stand behind that. We bet on ourselves, and I often say the Calvary's not coming, ladies and gentlemen. The creek has rose, the levee has given way. We thank Derek for coming out and sharing with us today. If you are looking to get in contact with him to get the product, it's $74 a month to get you started. That's not too expensive. It's $74 a month. You can reach them on 317-892-9311. The website is Stop Sickness Info. Stop Sickness Info. So it's been flashing all right, all down, all during the show. I wanted people to get there. And one of the things that we say, we bet on ourselves, and we want to be loyal to what we're doing, and we want to plan. That's our slogan. That's what we teach here over here, Derek. I want to make sure that everybody bet on yourself during these holidays. Do not go and kill yourself with overeating, right? Don't go eat from Thanksgiving to Christmas. It's so ironic to me, Derek, that so many people blame God for their situation, and it's not God who did it. It's they who did it. They're the ones who's making these
Uh,
poor decisions, and they're the ones who's doing this to themselves.
right.
This is an opportunity for you once again to take advantage. You can take advantage of your health. It's up to you to save you. The Calvary ain't coming, the creek done rose, and the levee done gave way. It's up to you to save you. Bet on yourself, be loyal to yourself, and plan. Don't wait until the new year and say I'm going to make these New Year's resolutions, and you done lived it up from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Okay, Dr.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the worst thing that happens too at New Year's. Everyone dealing with churches and even people that are not church, they go on a Daniel fast. The Daniel fast is not really for us to do today. It's one of the worst things that you could do for your health, and I can prove it. And I can show you why. And the pastors that do that are really hurting their people, thinking they're helping. And I prove that as well. And I can show you why.
So once again, we want to make sure thank Derek for coming out. Thank you, Derek, for sharing us with you once again. If you want to take advantage of the products, it's $74 a month. Natural Solutions, 317-892-9311. We're going to be talking about this for the next week. Next week, we're going to have one last show dealing with health and wellness, sickness in our community. We want to make sure that we're utilizing the people that are coming onto the show. If you have watched our show and you have enjoyed it, please share it with somebody. Please start sharing it with people and letting them know we're going to be on here at 6 o'clock. Don't be selfish. If this has been a benefit to you, Share it with somebody. Tell somebody about Derek. Let somebody know, hey, if you've been struggling with high blood pressure, diabetes, sickle cell, all of those things, call Derek up. This is a tool for you. It's free to share it. It's more expensive not to share it, and a loved one dies. So, Derek, we thank you. Derek, do you want to have a final word before I close this out?
Yeah, dealing with the coronavirus because that's what everyone is concerned about. Basically, there's a tribe that had in March 0 infections and 0 dead Indians in Minnesota because they were gluten free and they getting the minerals out the lake, right? But we have a product called Z Radical in a double blind study in Japan. This just one of our products been in the company for maybe a decade or longer. It prevents the coronavirus protein from binding to the cells, and you can't get sick. I mean, we have so much stuff. My brother and his family, he works for himself. They caught the corona. They were taking the stuff. They said he started ordering like crazy because he was already ordering, but it just knocked it
That
out. Nobody
reminds
had
me,
to go to the
do you
hospital.
go outside? Do you go outside of Indiana? Is this worldwide? Is it? Do you go
Yeah,
outside of Indiana?
we're worldwide. Longevity's multi-million dollar New York Stock Exchange. This is worldwide. We're not in every country, but even certain countries we want to enter in. But we're worldwide.
Okay, okay. So yes, you go. So that was one of the questions. Once again, the Calvary ain't coming, ladies and gentlemen. The creek is rose and the levee is giving way. Once again, we thank Derek for coming out. Healthy solutions, natural solutions. Make sure that you get on that plant-based diet. Derek, one last thing. What should we stay away from?
Oh
Barley.
Lord, no, anything made with wheat, anything made with rye, anything made with barley, anything made with oats. No salad dressings. Use lemon and salt and apple cider vinegar. No cooking oils. Only use butter or lard. Don't drink soda except once or twice a year. No nitrates and nitrites in meat, and no apple juice.
No apple juice. So all of
Right.
those things, Derek, we thank you for coming out, being with us today. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, we enjoy living healthy. As we begin to go into the new year, we're going to be really expanding our base. We're going to go into other states. We're going to be bringing on more professionals. We're going to be bringing on more businesses that's going to be coming in. Next week, no, yeah, next week we're going to be talking. We're going to finish up our last episode of dealing with health is going to be next Wednesday, 2 days. I think it's Christmas Eve. We're going to be talking about food. Hopefully, you guys are applying a lot of the information that we do. There is no magic bullet when it comes to health. There's no magic bullet. We have to take all those things, like Derek was saying. It's in the Bible. It's whatever you believe, but you have to do something. The worst thing you can do is nothing. That's what I'm saying. You have to get in the game. You have to do something. I don't care if it's you want to be a vegan. I don't care if you want to do whatever, but you have to do something that's going to increase your ability to live a more healthy life. Okay. So we want people to live longer in our communities. We're directly attacking it in our communities. Derek, we want to thank you for coming out. And then if you have any questions, his number, you can go onto my website, go onto my Facebook, and actually go on there, and then I can share that information with you. Derek, thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing with us, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing what we can do to make sure that our people are healthy and doing a healthy lifestyle. All
All
right,
right. Thank you.
Derek. Next week, we're going to have a young lady that's launching her new business. And once again, we're going to be talking about health. We're going to be talking about wealth. She's going to be launching her business, talking about a lot of the catchy things that the people are talking about today at CMOS and all those type of things. And then we're going to be bringing her on, and that will be our final show of the year. We want to make sure this has been a great year for us. Okay. This has been a great time for us. We've enjoyed you. I've enjoyed you. I'm practicing what we're doing. I want to make sure that you have participated and you can make sure that you personally have benefited from everything that we're doing. I'm doing this to make sure that my community is safe. That's what I'm doing this for, making sure that my community is safe. So if you have enjoyed our show, share it with somebody. Let people know that we're going to be on here on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. Share it with somebody. We want to get up to 1,000 people. We've been up to 175 people on our show. We want to get up to 1,000. Okay, we want to make sure that our people are receiving what they need in order to benefit. We're going to get back to the businesses. We're going to get back to money and talking about those things, but we want to talk about health. That's very important in our community. Next week, it's going to be our last show. We're going to talk about the health and make sure that we are directly living a healthier life going forward. So once again, thank you for coming in. Let me come into your house today. Once again, we have to bet on ourselves. The Calvary is not coming. The creek has rose and the levee has given way. It's up to us to save us. The Calvary is not coming, ladies and gentlemen. You have to get in the game. The only thing I ask is that whatever diet that you choose something. Choose something. Don't just sit and get this information and don't apply nothing. Okay? We talked about functional medicine. We're talking about plant-based diets. We're talking about supplements. We're talking about natural herbs. All of those things put together is going to help you get to where you want to be. Okay? I'm using those products. I've lost about 50 or 60 pounds. I'm practicing what I preach. I feel good. I feel better. I know that you'll do it. If you just do something, you'll feel better too. I done lost about, like I said, I done lost anywhere from 50 to 60 pounds. I got I feel good. I got a six-pack now. Once again, it's up to you to save you. The Calvary is not coming. The creek is rose and the levee is giving way. It's up to you. Once again, thank you for allowing me to come into your home today. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to receiving everything that you have. If you want to leave a message, share this with some people. Let people know that we're here to help you. Once again, thank you. See you next time. Next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, be our last episode of the year. We're going to be talking about something that's so important in our community that people are talking about in our community. All this new nutrition, it's $1 million industry. We're going to talk about it. So until next Wednesday, see you. Keep betting on yourself. And remember this, the Calvary is not coming. The creek has rose. The levee has given way. It's up to you to save you. Bet on yourself. Ain't nobody going to help you. Calvary's not coming. Thanks a lot. Till next Wednesday. See you later.